Alright, so today we're here with Biggs and we're doing some bat training. And so what we are doing here is starting off by having Biggs walk away down the sidewalk, and what we're looking for is for him to have a nice and relaxed posture, meaning that his tail is level with his spine or lower, and we're going to try to keep the leash nice and loose. And as he's nice and comfortable approaching me, as he's people reactive, especially on a leash, not so if he's in a dog park, he's perfectly comfortable going up to people. But here we want to keep him nice and relaxed, and as he walks towards me, if he's able to keep a relaxed posture and have the leash nice and relaxed, meaning that there's some bend to the leash, then he's allowed to keep approaching. If he starts to get more anxious or he gets really stiff and rigid in body posture, then we want him to start to walk away. He actually started to have him walk away all on his own in that time period, which is actually a good sign. It means that he has some coping mechanisms on his own. Now I want to remind you in the video that you don't want to be too hands-on with him. You don't want to make a lot of eye contact or petting him. You're here to mostly be a support system for him, so he's able to, if he wants to walk away a little bit, it is okay. Just because that's the response that we want him to learn how to have, is that if he's nervous, he can walk away. Is he just trying to go back in the house though?
He's pulling. It might be the pavement's hot, I'm not positive.
Oh, if you want to see if he'll walk in the median part of the lawn, that's fine too. So yeah, if he does want to walk away, feel comfortable letting him do so, because it's not a bad thing for him to be able to learn to move away instead of being, nipping at a person or to correct them because he's anxious and nervous. Okay, so we can see right here, he's standing nice and relaxed. He's panting, but it is warm outside, so that's most likely the reason. He's walking forward. He's getting a little excitable. There we go, perfect. He is used to running on the leash in his harness, so another contributing factor is that he's probably not used to going at a really slow pace because he is used to going out for runs. So that's something to take into account when working with him, that this is the first go around. So he's still walking up to me nice and relaxed. Keep the leash loose if he's looking calm. Don't pet him, no eye contact, good. Remember, one of the goals is to be bored, so if he's being nice and calm and not being reactive, that's what we want. That's more ideal, to have him nice and calm like this than to have him being reactive. There, good. Excellent. You're doing really good with him. So when he was yawning like that, that's a stress signal. So that's him saying that he's a little stressed. It's also a calming signal, saying that he's trying to make sure that he's communicating to me, I'm not trying to be threatening. I'm not a bad dog. I don't want any harm. So he's standing there, which is his signal to me, that's saying, I don't really want to approach. I'm close enough right now. And that's what that yawn was. So it's like, I'm just gonna stand here, don't worry, I'm not a threat. And so it's my job to also be respectful that he's doing a good job. He's turning his head sideways, which is another calming signal, saying like, don't worry, I'm not a threat, don't worry about me, type of thing.
You wanna go this way and take a walk?
He says nope, he does not want to. Remember, part of this, the goal is to be bored, so this isn't always a really quick, immediate thing. This can take a while. You can let him stand up in the shade if you want. I can move closer this way so he's not as warm. Why don't I stand in the shade? You can stand in the shade. That way maybe it'll help him relax. There we go. Just follow him. There you go. Good job. Okay, shaking is another calming signal. Good. And don't be surprised if he almost acts disinterested, like I'm almost not there. He's acting kind of like he almost doesn't see me. He's completely aware that I'm here, but these are all signals that he's trying to send to me I'm not a threat. This is another really good signal. So he has a lot of good doggy body language, because right now he's turning his back to me, which is a bit of a trusting thing, because if I were to be aggressive, I was an aggressive dog, it would be easier to attack him from his back than forward. So this is a big sign of him saying, I'm not a threat at all. I don't want to do any harm. So let's just let him stand here for a little while. He's doing a good job. Good. And typically, I just want to ask, is this if I was standing this close, if I were to approach him this closely, would he start getting anxious? Like if I was walking down the street and I came this close, would this usually make him nervous or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is changing it because we're giving him control, and we're kind of standing back. Good. Good job, Biggs.
Yep. People that we just pass, even when we're
Going for a run?
walking, I try and keep him on this side because he will make a move. He'll make a
Okay.
move.
So this is essentially what we want to be doing, where we're just letting him get comfortable around me, and he's able to make the choices, and he's able to kind of call the shots. Good boy. So now he's kind of smelling over towards me. Now, I don't want to make direct eye contact with him, as that would be more threatening. So just because he's approaching me and smelling me does not mean that was an invitation for me to then go and pet him. That's just an important key part of this process when you're working with people to help him get over this kind of nipping and defensive behavior. That I don't think that he's being aggressive. He is probably acting out of fear and just trying to say, I'm not comfortable, don't approach me. And then when people do, he's not ready for it. And so he nips out of a way to say, I'm not comfortable. Because right now that was an invitation for me to pet him. That was just him trying to gain information about me, smell me, and then later he'll change his demeanor. He'll look up at me more. He would be, leaning closer to my legs and looking for that kind of affection. If he's just smelling me, the best thing to do when you have new people working with him is just say, can he smell you without you touching him? That'll help him gain confidence and learn to start to approach people and see them as non-threatening. And then he'll give other signals, which we'll work on later, probably off camera, because he probably won't do that all in one fellow swoop right now. But that will be more of looking up and possibly sitting, kind of wagging his tail, and big, wide, sweeping, comfortable motions. Those are the signals that would say, like, okay, I'm ready to be petted, to look for attention. All right, but I would say we made a lot of good progress by you coming up and coming to see me. Good boy. Good boy, Biggs. That's a good boy. Now that's much closer to him seeking attention. Hi. There. And again, I still don't want to make too much eye contact so I don't come across as threatening, but we'll work up to that over time. Awesome.